Hey you. Yeah, you. I've noticed that almost all of you who are watching my video are not subscribed. You better subscribe. You better click that button right now. I'm watching you. Did you do it? Perfect. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So, we're going to make this video just really quick. I just want to talk about something that means something to me, and something that I think is kind of ridiculous that's going on right now. If you haven't heard, there's a game out there called Dark and Darker. It's going through alpha playtest right now. It's a game where it's similar to kind of Apex and Tarkov. You have the reducing circle while also dropping in, finding loot, and trying to make your way out with everything that you have. It's a looting, dungeon crawling fantasy game. It is a one-of-a-kind kind of experience. It is amazing. The playtest is free right now. Right now you would need to torrent it though, because the game got taken off of Steam, and the reason why is kind of complexing and also a little annoying. So ironmace is a company that was newly formed to make this game. ironmace is made up of primarily employees from a company called Nexon. Nexon is a company, if you don't know them, they made MapleStory, they made Mabinogi, and they made Vindictus. Now Nexon was working on a game called P3. It was going to be a very similar sort of game to the game that ironmace produced, but the problem is that even though they were producing the game, Nexon was never going to finish the game. Nexon wasn't planning on finishing the game at all. It was just going to be dead in the water. So two of the main proprietors of this game decided to take it upon themselves to make their own studio and make a game very similar to the one that Nexon was going to make. Now, mind you, these guys are not rich. They don't have a ton of money. They don't have a huge staff or anything. Nexon, on the other hand, is a multi-billion Korean corporation where they make games where, to be honest, they're not very quality. They have a lot of issues. They have a lot of gotcha moments. They have a lot of, you have to pay to get anywhere inside the games. There is a lot of substantial issues with the game company as itself, and they weren't even going to finish the project that they really got inspired by to make Dark and Dark. Where this is going is basically Nexon, this giant corporation, is coming down on ironmace since they were former Nexon employees and are claiming that they stole assets from the company. Now, they are saying that they directly stole not only source code, but also audiovisual effects directly into this game and were stealing the concept from them themselves. Mind you, the two main people named inside of the lawsuit are both people who were directors and the heads of the project for P3. Most of the concepts and most of the things that are actually made for the game were developed and thought up by these people. So they didn't steal anything. In fact, if you go to the Discord, which is still open to most of the public, you can actually see all the assets that they took, besides the fact that even though Nexon is purposely saying that they stole assets, ironmace has proven that not only did they not steal assets, but they got it from the Unity store, and they have been using Unity to make this game, which using source code from the original P3 project would be pretty difficult considering the fact that Nexon doesn't use Unity to make their games. They have their own development tool that they use to develop their games. They don't use Unity. So not only did ironmace already prove to the public that they didn't steal assets, but they also use a completely different game development software to make the game as it is now. So this lawsuit, pretty much a very frivolous attempt to try to stop a bunch of people who are passionate about a project that wasn't going to be completed by a company and taking a similar concept and making it their own into their own studio. Now, I will say there's always room for speculation. You know, there is a possibility they did steal some sort of assets, something from Nexon, but as far as we have seen, Nexon has not been able to prove anything that they are throwing as a litigated copyright infringement lawsuit against ironmace. And now on top of that, due to the fact that one of them is a resident of the United States, Nexon, a Korean company, and ironmace, a Korean company, are now going to be requested that the lawsuit be a trial by jury in front of a judge in Washington, USA. As speculatory as it is, and this is all speculation, I'm not saying this for sure, I think the reason Nexon is trying to use the US court system to do this lawsuit by jury is quite simply because they can either A, draw it out so that tons of legal fees would be due even if they lost the case, or B, which is common enough inside our legal system in America, that if you use a trial by jury, the situation won't always be about the facts. Sometimes if you can make the other person out as a villain, then emotions can kind of strew towards making them a guilty party, even if they don't have substantial evidence to say they stole anything. Again, all speculation. All I know is this billion-dollar company is coming after this small studio making a very good game, a very solid game, that they're constantly working on it, they're constantly taking feedback, and they deserve more support. Playtest Alpha 5 is out right now. You have to torrent it because they got a cease and desist and how to take it off of Steam. So I will say, go to their Discord, find out how to get the game, try it out for yourselves, and try to support Iron Mace. I think they really need the support right now. I think that they really need to be shown that this is a game that we don't want to die, because it is an original thought. It's so unique. Overall, I think that we will do good if we come together as a community and talk about the fact that we have a chance to play a game where people can play as a party, people can have fun, people can enjoy themselves and loot like little loot goblins that they are, and face PvP and PvE and play with mimics. I mean, it really is kind of like Dungeons and Dragons if it was a Tarkov variant of that. That's all I wanted to talk about. I'll put some links for possibly the Discord or something in the bottom. If you like the video, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Yo, microphone check, make it a microphone check. Give it a microphone, I make it a microphone dead. Don't step